Welcome to the 1 year anniversary of Biafra independence that was declared last year, 30th October 2021. My name is Ifeanyi Chijoke, as I welcome you to the program. Here with me, I've invited alongside myself.
My name is Chima Onyekachi. We are here for the 1 year anniversary of the sovereign state of Biafra, being presented by the 2nd Mechanized Brigade, Ubakala, Umaya Province. Welcome to the live feed. As we proceed, watch and let us continue to enjoy the program.
All right, it has been unfortunate, Mr. Chima Onyekachi, that I wasn't here when I was not invited when the first the regulation was made, and it has been 1 year now. What do you think about this very declaration that was made last year?
Well, I was here live when they did it at Nsukka. The declaration was done at Nsukka province. I was here live, and I'm very proud and grateful to be here for the 1 year anniversary of this proud and intelligent unit of the Biafran National Guard. I don't have much to say now. As we proceed, let us continue to enjoy the program. But as you can see, there is so much improvement with their uniform and every other thing. So I think I'm proud to be here.
All right, viewers, as we wait for you guys to join this very program, it is just starting, and we are having some soldiers.
We are getting messages over the live feed. We are grateful. We advise for you to, or we urge you to continue to watch the program.
All right, viewers, we are sorry for the breaking transmission. Welcome. So, as you can see, a section of soldiers from the mechanized, 2nd Mechanized Brigade, Ubakara, are here today to anchor this very program, and we'll be watching them display what they have. You know, this Chima, this military, and it doesn't involve entertainment, doesn't involve dancing and singing and all that. It's all about entertainment, parade and the rest, and the gyration. So I think it's been a very wonderful day, and even as they go on with the gyration. So BNG entirely, what do you think about what BNG has been doing since last year? The regulation was
well, I'm going to say BNG is an armed forces of the Biafran people. It's the people's army. And from what I have seen so far, what I've researched so far, what I've investigated so far, I can say they are a very patient lot. When I mean patient, they are not into hooliganism. They are not into what is going to be against the people. The Biafran National Guard is actually the army of the people, and they are preparing properly for the self-defense of the sovereignty of Biafra. When the head of provinces and the general commanding officer finally speaks, then we'll know more about that. Thank you very much, those that have been commenting on our live feed. Thank you very much for tuning in to the live broadcast of the first anniversary of the Biafran declaration by Biafran National Guard. As I said, the Biafran National Guard is a force, an armed forces for the people of Biafra, a very patient one. And I think with this kind of great and patient, we know what to do. Coming in, we are expecting the head of provinces and the general commanding officer, who is the commander-in-chief of the Biafran Armed Forces, General Innocent N. Oji. So that is him coming into the parade to receive his compliments. Thank you very much as you continue to watch.
All right, the General Commanding Officer of BNG, General Innocent Oji, has made his way to see the section that was brought to Enugu, Nsukka headquarters. So, as we go on, we'll keep you posted, and why the event for the day is just starting. We have been briefed that today's event will be divided into three sections. And it's a thing of joy that we will be here for us while we follow up the events. And
Captain Samuel Eze, God provided by Alpha Company, 2nd Mechanized Brigade, Bubakala, Umuahia Province, State of Biafra. God, ready for your inspection.
The inspection of the parade is about to begin, and it has been granted by the head of province and General Commanding Officer, who is the Commander-in-Chief of the Biafra Armed Forces. So let's continue to enjoy this beautiful scene of the 2nd Mechanized Brigade, Biafran National Guard, which is domiciled in Ubakala, Umuahia Province.
I think one thing I like about BNG is I think the professionalism and the expertise of these very soldiers, and what is going on here. This is the second time of my experience of live military parade and the rest of it. I think it's been quite something of something worth seeing, and something worth promoting and enjoying when soldiers like this come out to show what they have. And if you see around the Biafra agitation, BNG is the well furnished and experienced with they have their own plans.
Yes.
And as you can see, they are not on black and black, and on full military to show that this is official military of Biafra that Ojukwu left behind.
He actually created this before he died.
Before Ojukwu died. Yeah, I think I've got the information once of the relationship between General Innocent Oji and late Jim Chukwuemeka Ojukwu. And if you come to look at what is happening, you will see that this is entirely a different thing from everything we have been seeing.
Very professional.
Very professional, very different from everything we've been seeing before in this very struggle. I think the inspection has just concluded.
No, it's still going on
with the inspection.
The inspection and the parade.
So what's this inspection all about?
Well, normal military standard, before any event, there will be a parade, there will be an inspection by a senior officer. So since this is a very huge and remarkable event, it has to be taken by the head of provinces, which is like the head of state of Biafra right now, but it is called the head of provinces, and he is the general commanding officer and the grand commander of the Biafran army. So there will be other activities. That is why it is divided into 3 sections. So this first section is basically to let the people know that we are celebrating, or Biafran National Guard is commemorating the 1-year anniversary of the declaration, rehosting of the Biafran flag of independence, which was done here last year at exactly the same date. So it's a thing of joy to be here to celebrate 1-year anniversary without any form of havoc or anything. They've been going through some mission, but right now we are going to talk about the Biafran National Guard, which is, I call them, the most patient army in the world, because a nation is built by its defense.
Yes.
A nation is built by its defense, and they are creating a defense for the nation of Biafra. So keep on watching while we enjoy the program.
All right. You've just mentioned and called them the most patient. You've just called them the most patient army. in the world, and I think you are making this reference based on how the preparation and what they are doing, and
I've been following them up personally.
okay, been following them up personally,
yes.
due to the lack of support and involvement, and they are still here, and they're still making
I can tell you that
unimaginable
I
improvements.
can tell you that every one of these men here have personally sponsored this program, this army, by their energy, by their cash, by their time. I don't know why I call them the most patient army in the world is because every one of the men here have sacrificed personally. You know, in some army, you sacrifice only your life. But in this case, they are sacrificing their life, sacrificing their energy, sacrificing their money, sacrificing their time. Some of them sacrifice their family. Some of these men have not seen their family for over a year. Some of them personally have spoken to them. They've not seen their family. Some of them just make calls. But personal interaction with their family, they've not seen their family. So that's why I call them the most patient army. Because
they're dogmatic. I mean, their
doggedness is too much.
The last time I was invited to the program, I saw some female soldiers. Although some of these female soldiers were not drafted for today's program,
I think they're doing some other duties.
Okay, I was very shocked when I saw what these female soldiers were doing and showing, even something I cannot imagine doing all my life. I think I'm very much more in support of what you are saying about their patience, their doggedness, and how they have been able to persevere, you know, in this very struggle. And it's unimaginable and even regrettable.
Right now, they are into the Biafra national anthem, so I think we should be quiet and listen to it.
Okay.
That is the end of the Biafran anthem, and we are back to speak to you. Before we go on with the speech, the first speech of the head of provinces, General Innocent.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Chimoy Kachi. There was one time I had to phone General Innocent Oji, and I was in an interview. He told me that something like this when the Biafra second in command, Philip Effiong, was about to be buried. The experience he had there, even when the Nigerian soldiers were there, and he wanted to. All right, let's quickly meet General Innocent Oji for his speech.
Hi. Hi.
Cantafos.
Cantatera.
Cantafos.
Cantatera.
Cantatero.
Cantafos.
Cantatero.
Cantafos.
BNG.
Death before dishonor.
BNG. Death before dishonor. Death before dishonor. Long live Biafra National Guard. Internal life. Internal.
All right, we're about to hear the first speech for the day from General Innocent and OG, and it's already a custom that on a program like this, the general has to make his speech as we wait to listen to what he has to tell the people of Biafra. So, Chima, what are you expecting from General Innocent OG this morning to
As usual, very, very strong words as a military man. Let's listen to his speech.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Wherever you are domiciled across the globe. As you already know, this is our 1-year anniversary program. Welcome. I mean, you are highly welcome. And stay tuned as I will address you on 3 sections that will cap our event today. I repeat, this is our 1-year independent anniversary program. Today being 30th day of October 2022. You are welcome. Try to welcome others. Try to welcome friends of Biafrans. Try to welcome lovers of freedom all over the world. And at the same time, I call upon the World International Committees and all the country leaders, all the world leaders, to be aware what will happen after today, because Biafra has become a reality. Therefore, as I welcome you, stay tuned as I will address you on 3 sessions that will cap our event today. You all recall that 365 days ago, BNG congregated here and redeclared our sovereignty with a distinguished platoon. Bora! The redeclaration was to set the standard needed to activate our overdue self-defense. Bora! Sequence to this anniversary. On 30th May 2022, we had our maiden Armed Forces Remembrance Day. The Armed Forces Remembrance Day reiterated the message of our redeclaration, where we cited sustained operations and institutionalized terror against our people. It was upon the state-sponsored terrorism and the operation against Biafrans that we demanded the release of all prisoners of conscience held by the occupational government of the Nigeria. To date, Nigeria has refused to release the likes of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I said, to date, Nigerian government has refused to release the likes of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Idarago. Would you imagine a young little girl for that matter? Idarago. Benjamin Onwuka. And many others, extrajudiciary, incarcerated in different military barracks. However, as we have not seen Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Idarago, Benjamin Onwuka, and many others back home, BNG considers it, BNG considers it total disregard and non-compliance of the demands we made. The compensation of 19 Biafrans incarcerated for 17 good solid years and released on 24th November 2021 was not met. They were released after our demand, but failing to compensate them is also total disregard of our demands. The right to self-determination and self-defense remains codified in international law as a fundamental right. The 2007 UN and African Charter, which Nigeria is signatory to, have sufficient room for self-determination and protection of our rights, which includes right to life. But today, if I may ask Biafrans, where is our life today? Where are we today? Oki Abiama, who has given our late Field Marshal and the faith head of Biafra this time around, the world and Nigeria will understand that victory is from the Most High alone. Our struggle and the agitation is made legitimate by virtue of the above mentioned charters. people are dying for nothing every day. God, no, it was true. I repeat, our struggle and agitation is perfectly made legitimate, legitimate by virtue of the above mentioned charters. Those incarcerated for the sake of self-defense, those incarcerated for the sake of self-determination are prisoners of conscience and must be compensated. I repeat, those incarcerated for the sake of self-determination are prisoners of conscience and must be compensated and their lives defended. Today marks the end of the day given to the occupational government of Nigeria. Today marks the end of the day given to the occupational government of Nigeria to free all Biafrans, and the status of the demand remains non-complied. Instead, Fulani militias, terrorists, murderous herdsmen were released, rehabilitated, and compensated for their terrorism, while innocent Biafrans are executed. What is sacrilege? Therefore, BNG has no other option but to engage the occupational government of Nigeria to ensure protections of lives and fundamental human rights. Therefore, BNG has no other option but to engage the occupational government to ensure protection of lives and fundamental human rights. We urge all Biafran prisoners. We urge all Biafran prisoners to rise and exercise their rights to dignity as human beings, because we will surely come for their release. We will surely come for your release. They should get ready for their release with pride. They should get ready for their release with pride. In keeping with the resolution of the provincial government of Biafra, anchored by BNG, all the provincial adjutants have converged, and we agree forthwith that the judiciary arm of the occupational government of Nigeria shall cease to operate in our legitimate and ancient territories. All officers of all the categories of the Nigerian court are hereby made persona non grata and shall be held responsible for disobedience of this order. Most importantly, Justice Aloysius Okuma of Atani High Court, Obaru, and the DPP Ekwere Ekwu, who are notorious for condemning Biafrans to death, condemning Biafran youth accused for ordinary picking pocket to death. Therefore, he should be warned before armed. The recent condemning to death of Ifeanyi Ogueri and the Wisdom Okoro is a deliberate invitation of our wrath and we shall serve him when due. Shall promise. Thanks and stay tuned for the second program and my second address to you, great Biafrans. Long live State of Biafra. Long live Biafra National Guide. Long live Biafran Army. Thank you, and may Chukwu Okike Abiyama bless you this day now and forever more.
Ise, Ise. All right, now the general commanding officer, the provincial leader has just finished his address, and
30th October 2022, first Biafra independence anniversary, in remembrance of the state of Biafra,
so
declared on October
Mr.
30th,
Shemoyakachi,
2021.
you saw the address.
So,
What do you make of the address
we
by
give very
General
happy
Santan
share
Orji?
to the state of
Well,
Biafra
as usual,
on her 1 year
excuse me.
independence anniversary,
as usual,
as
strong-worded
we proceed
statement
for
from
her
the
defense. May
head of
Chukwu
provisions.
Okike Abiyama
He has already
see
told
us
us
through
what he
now
wants to
and
tell us.
forevermore.
He was simply
Ise,
focusing on
Ise,
prisoners of conscience
Ise.
and Biafran activists that
We
have been locked
give
up for
very
years
happy share
and
to
Biafran
the
prisoners
state of
that
Biafra
have been locked
on
up.
her 1
So
year
this first speech
independence
is
anniversary.
basically centered on
Present
prisoners and is demanding for compensation of those pro-Biafran prisoners of conscience that was released on the 24th of November 2021 from Oka and Onitsha prisons, which included his wife. So he's demanding for compensation from the Nigerian government, and he's demanding that compensation is the independence of Biafra. So I think basically this press speech is based on releasing prisoners in all Nigerian correctional services.
Okay, I think we'll discuss more about the speech when the soldiers. They said this section is done with their parade and
Okay, that is the head of provinces. I think
leaving.
he's coming to receive his farewell compliment from his soldiers.
Shut up!
That is the 2nd Mechanized Brigade, Ubakala, Umaya province.
So, at the end of your speech, may I have your competent permission to carry on with the Mike Oscar Papa?
Permission fully granted.
Thank you, sir.
Carry on.
Put down.
That is the general command.
The general just exited. Okay, his compliment is.
He has received his farewell
Stand
compliment.
Okay.
up. Is. In the left. From the left. Parade. Sit. Basanu Biafra Nugu.
We have just
Basanu
concluded the first
Biafra
event of the Biafran,
Basanu
of
Biafra
the
Nugu
first anniversary of the Biafran declaration of Biafran
Biafra
National Guard. We are going to be hearing a lot of
Direction.
from the 2nd Mechanized Brigade, Ubakala, Umaya province. So let's just enjoy it. Let us hear the lyrics of their song.
Okay. This lyric, because this lyric is being sung with our indigenous language, so I think it's also better. Okay, the interpreter. All right, the soldiers are telling you to spread the news of Biafra. You know, we should spread the news of Biafra, and nothing should, come in between you and the message of Biafra. For instance, some are talking about Pito, even the president of Nigeria, and all that, that. So, but these soldiers are telling you, you should be strong. Stop talking about Pito. Be talking about Biafra. Tell people about Biafra because they are confident of getting the job done. So why are you talking about any other thing when you have gallant soldiers that are here and they are telling you now to speak, preach Biafra? Let those that have doubts, those that have doubts should come to time where that Biafra is real. See, Biafra is as big as elephant. So that's what they are saying or telling you here. So this is what is actually happening. That Biafra would be a reality because Biafra is a big, massive. I love what BNJ is doing because when you look at what is happening, it's a strategic. They have a strategic approach to whatever they are doing. They don't just wake up and start doing or making anything. All right, the music, the song now is also telling you that the soldiers of 1967 are back again.
They are actually
reincarnation of 1967 soldiers. They are back. This the what this song is talking about. So they're telling you they have come and Soja Kibeya, a soldier is stronger than others. So I think the interpretation here is that they are stronger than the enemy soldiers. So I think if you look at this, what is happening here, this is more about passion, determination, and the doggedness here. These soldiers are not paid, but when you come to the regular Nigerian soldiers, most people go in the role just to survive for their stomach. You know, there is no sacrifice. And when you look at these soldiers, if you see the sacrifices they are making, if you look at what they're putting in, and if you look at what they're suffering here.
I said, every one of these men here have made personal sacrifices.
Yeah.
And when I mean personal sacrifices, not just time. We're talking about a man leaves his family for a year. You just make mention of payment. I don't want to talk about payment yet, because when you begin to talk about payment, people feel that payment has to be by monetarily. But fine, it's the fact. These men don't have any monthly salary. Their monthly salary is just passion and the desire to defend the sovereign state of Biafra. So I call them the most patient army in the world, and I think that is what I will keep calling them for now.
All right, so that's the song now is also about.
I would like us to listen to their song so it will hit home.
Yeah.
Oh, my Savior, let me go and fight for my people. To fight for Biafra, to fight for Biafra freedom. Let me go and fight for my people. To fight for Biafra right, oh Lord. Eternal, 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 eternal. I want to fight for Biafra right, God save my soul. I'm proud to be a Biafra soldier, God save my soul. Oh, my Savior, let me go and fight for my people. To fight for Biafra right, to fight for Biafra freedom. Let me go and fight for my people. To fight for Biafra right, oh Lord. Eternal, 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 eternal. I want to fight for Biafra right, God save my soul. I'm proud to be a Biafra soldier, God save my soul. Oh, my Savior, let me go and fight for my people. To fight for Biafra right, to fight for Biafra freedom. Let me go and fight for my people. To fight for Biafra right, oh Lord. Eternal, 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 eternal. I want to fight for Biafra right, God save my soul. I'm proud to be a Biafra soldier, God save my soul. Oh, my Savior, let me go and fight for my people. To fight for Biafra right, to fight for Biafra freedom. Let me go and fight for my people. To fight for Biafra right, oh Lord. Eternal, 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 eternal. I want to fight for Biafra right, God save my soul. I'm proud to be a Biafra soldier, God save my soul. Oh, my Savior, let me go and fight for my people. To fight for Biafra right, to fight for Biafra freedom. Let me go and fight for my people. To fight for Biafra right, oh Lord. Eternal, 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 eternal. I want to fight for Biafra right, God save my soul.
As you can hear from the lyrics of the song,
Oh, my Savior,
the soldiers are proud. Can you be a proud soldier without salary? I'm asking you if I okay.
He said,
Can you be a proud soldier without salary?
salary? No. I'll not even when paid, I will not take to be a soldier because no. It's changing gear.
Yes, I think they are moving after
Go Calabar.
This is like a funny.
Okay, kind of.
I'm so proud of this man. I don't know what to say anymore. How can you be so proud without monetary gain? It's emotional. It's so emotional. It's emotional. I'm lost for words with the kind of pride they display. I don't know how to describe the kind of pride they exhibit. I just believe that they shall see the gain of their passion for all their life to enjoy what
Go Calabar.
Actually, Calabar is part of Biafra land.
No, it's on being a soldier and you know this kind of gyration and but still I don't have interest in being a soldier. But no, BNG is the only Biafran group that I have passion for. It's the national, it's the national army that I have trust, you know, and this is the reason I sacrifice my time as a journalist and as an invited journalist. I try everything to always, you know, give them my time, my attention whenever they are doing something. If it's all about what is going on within the Biafra station, where youths wear clothes, come out, get AK-47 and start and venture into kidnapping and the rest of them, I wouldn't just be.
That is why I said they are the
I wouldn't just be.
They are the most special army in the world because they have waited so much to be able to grow this army. As in, it's like being a newborn baby. Then you begin to breastfeed the baby. The baby becomes a toddler, then grows up. At least at this stage, this is just like the infant stage of this national army, and we have gone to this stage. So I think with more sponsors, with more support, they will be greater than this.
See the happiness, the joy.
Just because of a 1 year celebration. So you can imagine what this kind of men do when they begin to
one thing that you know tickles my fancy about these soldiers is they are not afraid, and you know not afraid of death, not afraid of anything, and you see their happiness even when they are about to face a massive mission themselves, even when not having any significant support from most Biafran groups that have declined to give every support necessary for their soldiers. So I think it's a thing of joy. I know one video. Okay, the section is making their exit and in a style, you know. I think I love what this section did, and
we are almost coming to the conclusion of the first section of the 1 year anniversary of the declaration of the sovereign state of Biafra, being presented by the 2nd Mechanized Brigade, Ubakala, Umaya province of the Biafran.
Please, what's the difference? Do you have any idea of the difference between this very section? Because the last section that I had experience with, we are 101 Bauku Artillery Brigade, and this is the mechanized. This section now anchoring today's own is the.
These people are basically made up of engineers.
Okay, these are group
engineers, scientists. Some of them are engineers, some of them are scientists. So
okay, okay, that's the difference.
Yes.
All right, the mechanized. All right, viewers, you can see we are in the army headquarters of BNG, located at Nsukka, Enugu State.
This presentation is being presented by 2nd
Mechanized Division. Okay.
Second Mechanized Brigade. Sorry, Second Mechanized Brigade. Ubakala.
So we are talking
No,
about
they came over.
yeah, okay. I was because I was I don't think the viewers heard you properly. I was trying to know the difference between this mechanized brigade and the 101 artillery brigade that anchored the last
I will basically
30th.
say they are in different locations. Mbaoku is in where? Anambra.
Yeah,
Defunct Anambra State.
yeah.
Ubakala is in defunct Abia State. So there are different locations. It's a national army, so you don't expect a national army to be domiciled in a particular place. They have different locations. But I can assure you that most of these men you see there marching and parading are engineers. They are engineers, scientists. We are in front. We are basically focusing on a rocket. We are basically focusing on a rocket, which is manufactured by most of these men here. So those of these men that are parading today are part of the engineers that manufacture this rocket called Biafran virus, Kamalo Oz. So Second Mechanized Brigade, Ubakala, Umaya Province, are here to parade and celebrate the first anniversary of the Biafran Declaration. So that is basically what I will explain to you.
All right, I think we have to now look at the speech made by General Innocent Oji, and there's something that captivated me most during this speech, Chimoyekachi. I think when he was talking about the killings and extrajudicial incarceration and the violence meted against the people of Biafra, he couldn't hold his emotion, and he nearly came to tears. And being a strong man and a strong personality and a soldier of his experience, and do you think everything he's doing is being driven by these very killings going on in our land? And
I won't say it's only that. It's going to be part of it for a man who spent over 15 years in prison for self-determination, whose wife spent 17 years. I would say apologies, but I think it's only a crazy man that comes out of prison after 15 years and still continues to fight for what he went into prison for. So he exhibited emotions because he has had a personal experience with the wickedness of the Nigerian government. Self-determination is a basic, I will not say it's a fundamental human right. So when you lock up a human being for expressing his right to self-determination, you are actually, Nigeria is a signatory to that United Nations Charter, isn't it?
yeah.
So they are actually disobeying a charter that they signed into law, in a covenant. The covenant is a binding word.
But you know, when we are being objective, and you come to understand that as a sovereign state, Nigeria is a sovereign country.
Yes.
Are you getting me? And when you tend to divide or create a different state from an existing state, there is no state that will fold her hand and watch you divide or call for the division or the divide of their country.
Okay.
Are you getting me? But you know, I think what we are coming, why I'm trying to bring you to this very area is because of the activities of different groups. Because what I'm putting interest in BNG, because of how I see them approach things. You know, it's not reasonable that someone will expect Nigerian government to give you referendum, to give you Biafra. And if you see what the mentality of General Innocent at Oji, he's about taking the freedom. He's all about taking the freedom. So you know, when it comes to the issue of Nigerian government taking action in order to protect the territorial integrity of her country, and coming to kill civilians and all these things, I think you have to sometimes look at the details of these very charters made available for by UN and African African Union. So in this sense, agitation in Africa is complicated.
Yes, because they don't believe in the rule of law.
A rule of law, and there is no
Let me
my
come in. If you don't believe in the rule of law, why do you sign a signatory that you don't believe in?
uh,
Did you
uh,
sign it for to receive aid,
no,
or
if
you
we come
signed it to
if we
receive
come to
funds from foreign government?
come to talk about this, then maybe you come to justify those that go out there without making any preparation, militarily and otherwise. They make protests, they do civil disobedience, and expect Biafra to come. Is that possible?
Masop did civil
Yeah,
disobedience for
but
many
can
years.
that can
You know,
so
this
can that
general commanding officer was actually in Masop. That
yeah
is Innocent Oji, the young man we just heard from.
yeah.
Was actually in Masop.
I heard
It was
he
through
left
Masop
the military, he left
he
the
left
Nigerian
Nigerian
military
army
uh,
and
in 1999.
was trying to assist Masop to have like a defense unit. Like I will call it a security unit. I won't call it a defense unit for its
Okay, you
activities.
mean his ideology has been to military to
Defend,
fight?
to always defend his people, not to fight. If you say fight, it look
Yeah,
like a confrontation.
yeah.
His ideology has always been to defend his people from aggression.
Okay,
When you talk about aggression, I pick a placard, I pick a flag, and I'm going on the street. You arrest me.
yeah,
You are abusing my fundamental human rights.
yeah,
But if I have an army that guides me while I am agitating, you can't bring your army to fight me. I
yes.
think basically that is what is into then.
Okay,
But right now, it has been. We are how many years after the civil war?
we are up to 60 or
30
thereabout.
something years. Do you know the Biafran genocide is not even recognized? There is no record of the Biafran genocide in the international
No
conference
healing, no
of-
healing process.
There's no healing, there's no nothing, and we have somebody that comes in and said, enough is enough against my people. I am not coming to fight you. I'm not coming to fight you. I am coming to defend my territory.
Okay,
So when you come into my territory, you're invading my territory. I'm going to defend my people.
okay. All right. There's something again I would love us to look into. You know, the general made something. The first paragraph of his speech, he said that he was here 365 days ago and made the declaration, the redeclaration of the sovereignty,
Yeah, and
and
the hosting
then
of the Biafran flag of
yeah, and then he
independence.
made there's a clause there that there's a phrase there that I'm very much more interested in. He said
Okay.
the redeclaration was to set the standard
Alright.
needed to activate our overdue self
Defense.
defense. You know, so you know from every indication when BNG came out initially, you know, they were preparing. Then they made their first public appearance, which was to declare the redeclare the state of
Biafra.
Biafra. And when that redeclaration happened, people were like, "What is happening? Is this arrangement or something of that nature?" And so I think, like if you look at other groups or groups agitating for Biafra, for instance, I'm not condemning any group, but you know, need to be factual when discussing issues concerning
Biafra.
Biafra. Then when you look at a group like ESN, people went into somewhere, wore clothes, got.
I don't think I will discuss ESM because I don't know, I don't have details about ESM, but I know Mazin Nandikanu of IPOB created the security group called Eastern Security Network. Eastern Security Network is basically to protect the forest.
Okay, it's not about
It's not-
restoring
it's not-
restoring
he
our
never said-
independence.
I don't think when I went through that, it was not about
Restoring, getting Biafra.
It was basically about protecting our
Protecting-
forests from Fulani
Okay,
herdsmen.
this thing is still under like it's more or less something under Nigeria.
No.
It's
Under indigenous
Eastern,
people of Biafra.
the eastern part of
A
Biafra.
pro Biafran civilian group.
Okay, no, but what I'm no, when you look at it,
I
it
would not
seems
like to discuss
okay.
anything
It
that
seems
has to do with
it
with
seems
that. I think I would
it,
basically
okay.
discuss
It's
Biafran
it
national
seems BNG. So what I'm just trying to bring in here is when you look at the strategic approach to restoring Biafra. When you look at the strategic approach, it's not about carrying protests, going on to do sit at home, going on to do. I just want to for you to look at the difference.
in a civilized world.
The strategy, the military.
Sit at home is a civil disobedience.
But when you talk about sit at home in Africa, you know, freedom fighting in Africa will always be different.
We in Africa we always describe as animals.
Yes, that's
so
what.
When we Biafrans decide not to be animals and civilized human beings, I don't think we're at fault.
Okay, somebody is killing you all this while,
That is why
and
we
you are
need
still
BNG.
protesting, and so I think protests shouldn't be part of what is.
No protest. You can't say protest. You said I think I will rephrase. I will say, protests have been tried for over 15 years.
And it's not
Let me say
working.
from 1999 when Abba Masob,
Mm.
Masob should be from 1999 2000. This is 2022. Let's say protest, civil disobedience have been going on for like 20 years. It doesn't work. They
Okay,
say when you have a plan A, you have
okay,
plan B.
what do you have to make of the standard BNG is setting, the strategic standard that's
As I
setting?
said, they are the
It,
most patient armed forces in the world. And armed forces that comes into existence and then relax themselves, even without
yeah.
sponsor, without anything. They are building an army, manufacturing weapon, and every other thing. So I think they are like the most patient and most dogged people. That's most what I'm going to say.
Okay. So then again, we are here while we discuss this
And it's
very.
over. It's 1 year now, 1 year, and we are seeing members of, as in Biafrans, 1 year, Biafrans that have not seen their family,
Okay.
Biafrans that are not receiving monthly salary. They just feed, use their talent, use their energy, and they are defending their own territory for 1 year. So why don't you give them a chance to defend their
Okay,
own
I think the
territory?
general made something clear. He said that the reason BNG is doing this is because of operations
Exactly.
and institutionalized terror against our people.
Yeah.
That this is the reason the BNG had to make up, prepare, and defend the lives of our people. So, what do you make of the operations and the arbitrary arrest and the killings going on in our land? I think all these things justified uh, what General Innocent or the military approach being embraced by General Innocent. So, what do you make of this?
There is a section now, an article in the African Charter that is against arbitrary arrest and unlawful detention. Also in the United Nations Charter that speaks against it. So when he, as a military man, comes in and defend his own people, General Innocent Oji didn't go to Arewa. He didn't go to Oduduwa to defend them. He's in Biafra territory, and he's saying, enough is enough against the arrest of my people. Enough is
Killings.
enough against the killing of my people. Enough is enough against the violence of my people. I think such a man has taken himself as a sacrificial lamb. So when somebody comes in and takes himself, not just him, I don't want to personalize him and his men, and they come out and say, you cannot fight against my family and go scot-free because my family wants what? Self-determination. There's a process to self-determination. Wazirika has tried it. Even the innocent Oji has tried it. It sent him to jail, sent his wife to jail, sent his little daughter to jail when his little daughter was inside his mother's womb. So when he comes out and he's still fighting for the same thing, what are you going to tell him? I think you should be scared of such person.
Okay, now when you look at, he mentioned about Nnamdi Kanu, and although during his last
That is to tell you
program,
the unity
30th,
in Biafra land.
yeah, 30th, he made about the release of Nnamdi Kanu, and 2 days after he made mention of Idara Gold on his page, the girl was brought to the court, and you see, the court released Nnamdi Kanu, and
they refused to release
him, and Idara Gold was also
But I
brought
want
to
to
the
ask
court
you a
for the
question.
first
Is
time.
Nnamdi Kanu supposed to be in DSS custody?
You know, these things.
If I thought the Nigerian government wants to hold him, he should be in a prison custody.
Yeah, these
By
things.
law.
Okay, I think this is
How
the
can you make a law and you
this
disobey
this
the law?
this is
and
more
it should
of,
be
this
taken
is more
serious?
this is more of the reason the people of Biafra have to look the other way, and change
Strategy.
approach. You have to change strategy.
But do you know
And
Biafra National Guard is not violent?
no, I'm not yet talking about, because I think Biafra
Because
National
I
Guard,
think some people will see it as a violence.
no,
Because they are seeing missiles and rockets.
I think more of these things is BNG or General Santaji needs people to talk.
Exactly.
The Nigerian government has to come to the table.
If they don't talk, it's missiles and rockets to talk.
This is what we are saying. This is what I'm saying. So I think whatever General Santaji is doing over the years, has been justified, or is justified as a result of the actions and inactions of the federal government of Nigeria. This thing happened in 1967. They were not able to sort out or settle everything that happened, and the soldiers of 1967 suddenly appeared
Okay.
And that same course of 1967 is the same course Terena Sentoji is carrying today. And then I think also, let's go back to his speech where he talked about the judiciary, due to their inability to release, and all the prisoners that we are taking for the sake of professing Biafra. There was no known crime committed or illegal thing done by them. Just professing that I'm a Biafran, they were released, and the general said that BNG considers
And for the
it
records, please, the names mentioned are just names. We have
few.
hundreds of Biafrans that are in jail right now. I was in a part of Aba one time, and I got an information that a 14-year-old boy was at what is the name of this police station? They call it Cameroon Road, Cameroon Barrack, but it's a police post or police station. A 14-year-old boy, a teenager, was arrested. Why was he arrested? He was arrested because he was selling Biafran bangles. He was not carrying a gun. He was not carrying a flag. And why should carrying a flag be a crime? Why should selling Biafran bangles be a crime? Why should anything Biafra be a crime? We have Oduduwa University. We have Arewa Consultative
But
Forum.
cannot have
But we cannot have Biafran
Biafran
University.
universities.
We cannot have Biafran Consultative Forum.
I mean-
Anything Biafra is like a big scare to the Nigerian government. When does it end?
Okay, that I think
I'm coming, let me finish. 14-year-old toddler, a 14-year-old teenager arrested. I think the police that arrested that young guy, I think they should try that policeman instead of the young guy.
Okay, I think this issue is also what I normally say, that you lost a war in 1967, and
Yes.
when you lose a battle or a war, you are automatically a slave. So
Yes.
you don't get the treatment our other free people get when you lose a war. So I think we are still under slavery, and I'm also of the belief that we can only correct these abnormalities and illegalities in the war where we lost it. Where you lost something, you have to go back there
But must we
and
have
find it.
a war before the
You
right
know,
thing is done?
because it's not necessary that we should, but this is Africa, and these people will never listen.
Where is Sawari Republic?
It's in the southern.
It's in Morocco.
In Morocco, yeah.
Do you know President Mohamed Buhari is giving the support to that
That's
that same state?
That's what see, when there's tribalism, when there's
ethnic
religious
bigotry.
difference and
Okay.
all these things, you don't expect Mohamed Buhari or any Nigerian sitting president
Mohamed Buhari does not have the morality. He does not have the right to speak against the sovereign state of Biafra, as long as he's giving his support
but
to Sawari Republic.
Swari, there are Muslims. You
Are we not
Biafra,
human beings? Are we not all human beings?
you Biafra, you are not.
Are we not all human beings?
But you as a Biafran, you are not a Muslim.
Okay.
You are not an Hausa person, and you are not included or needed when all these things gets
You can
into
imagine where they are staying. You can imagine
where they are.
where they are accommodating themselves. Does this
Okay.
look like a home? It's a home to them.
Yeah. All right. So the general has also made clear that the federal government of Nigeria, disregarded, and he said his demands, the status of his demands are non-complied. That it was not compliant. Are you expecting anything from BNG henceforth going forward?
One thing I know about BNG, and one thing I understand
Are
about
you
BNG,
expecting? Are you expecting? What are you
when
expecting?
they make 27th of October last year, what did they do? They said they were going to release their members or their family members.
Yeah.
What happened? Did they go or they didn't go?
They
went.
Yes.
Even if they lost the personnel or so, but they dealt with the Nigerian army properly. So if BNG gives a threat, I am not going to say they must do it. They will showcase something that will shock the world.
Okay.
From the little I know about them. I don't know everything about BNG.
Okay. Currently now,
But
I think
as a human being, doesn't that scare you?
no, I'm expecting something, but one thing I like about BNG is they are being gradual. They are not.
As a human being, doesn't that scare you?
I know.
How many countries? How many countries in the world
in Africa,
manufactures in
or in Africa
In the
has
world,
this.
not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
in Africa.
They have to buy.
They have to buy.
You know,
How many manufactures this?
you know,
Does this look like a toy?
you know, sometimes, you know, the issue is sometimes I get to when I go online and I hear people say,
This is not.
this
I
is
think I think
this is
we are going-
gunpowder. No, some online
This
commentaries
is what
are
North Korea used to threaten US.
yes,
Something like this.
no, with something like this and sufficient thing like this, I think you have already won the war. When you have something like this, okay, if you have
I will not call it a war. I
1,000
don't like
pieces
the
of
word.
this,
I don't like the word war. I would say I have won defending my territory.
okay, the BNG General Commanding Officer Provincial Head said BNG has no other point but to engage the occupational government and to ensure protection of lives and fundamental human rights. In this sense, he's making it clear that BNG will engage. So I think the time.
Okay, if BNG comes now and set up a checkpoint in their territory, they've engaged.
Yeah.
Meaning, if you a Nigerian army comes to my checkpoint and said I should move, I'll tell you this is not Nigerian territory.
Okay.
And I will defend that
entirely.
checkpoint.
Now, in a short while, we'll be seeing actions. Are you believing that?
I'm just a journalist.
you know, even as a journalist,
I've spent more time with the personnel.
Yes.
So, a man that leaves his family, let me don't talk about General Innocent or anymore because that one is a crazy fellow.
Yeah.
A man that leaves his family and stays in an enclave for a year
and more.
He eats once a day.
Then all the money he gets, he invests
all
it
the
into.
Money he has, he invests it into this project.
Okay, into this.
When his wife calls him, he'll say, "If you want to get a divorce, go and get a divorce. I don't care.
If you want to marry that man,
go and marry that man. What kind of a person is that? That is a passionate person. That's why I call it the most patient army in the world.
Okay, automatically something.
I would advise you never to dress such man or else.
No, you know one thing about General Santoji, I think I've known this man 4 years ago when he was in prison. When I think we both investigated visited him and investigated
to get some more information about his.
Yeah, I think this man is not a man you can write off.
I don't want us to talk about him. Because the more you talk about him, the more threatening it looks as if you're threatening. So, I think we should talk about his men.
Most times, you know, there are
his men are getting crazier for this.
So there are this social media by gods and they make unnecessary comments.
Look at what
when they talk about BNG,
I want them to focus on that. What they are seeing on the screen there. What is that called? It's called Kamalu.
And I've not even.
It's called lightning.
And I was briefed that we are. The general will take us to a more that we have not even seen anything now.
I've not seen it.
All right. I think we have all heard it from General Santoji. We are trying to look into his speech, and he has already made it clear that he's coming for the release of the prisoners because the federal government of Nigeria did not comply with the release.
I think he made the demand. I wasn't here personally, but I was watching over the internet. He made a demand about releasing the prisoners before today, right? Today should be the deadline he gave to them.
Yeah, today is the deadline.
So I think he was going to. So prisoners in Nigerian prison, keep praying. So prisoners in Onitsha prison, Oka prison, Sumaya prisons, every prison in Biafra land. Start praying.
They have to pray for General Santoji
and begin to
get
excited. Pray. Because tell them that you're a Biafran. Be proud of being a Biafran.
Somebody's aware of your suffering.
And when the person is releasing you, you're coming to defend your territory. You're not going to enjoy. Hope you're aware. Let me let them there because he will make them defend their territory. He's a man.
Okay.
Human beings like
he said once more that the government, the provincial government, you know, has also declared forthwith that judicial arm of occupational government of Nigeria shall cease to operate in our legitimate and ancient territories. I think he's making it clear that I think this is a battle. This first speech by him is more or less a declaration of battle with the judicial arm of the government. And how do you see the execution?
The Nigerian Correctional Service is under the judiciary. So if you're talking about releasing prisoners, you are actually attacking the judiciary of the country. So what it's actually saying is Nigerian judiciary quit sending people to prison because if you send them to prison, I'm coming to take them out.
I think this one now,
Sorry,
that
let me come in again. What about, why will I respect a judiciary that gives a ruling? After giving the ruling, they do not enforce the ruling. Look at the case of Nnamdi Kanu. 2 different courts of high jurisdiction has given him a bail. What happened? They are still keeping him in DSS custody. When are you going to move him to the prison service? Why are they still keeping him in DSS custody? Why? Because they are trying to withhold that justice that was given to him to be enforced.
if you are asked to predict what Jarina Santoji will do over this order given to the judiciary to seize their operation, what do you think will happen? Do you think
It is going to bring a lot of disarray, confusion. But you have already brought confusion into innocent people.
okay, somebody like Justice Alesios Okumada of Attorney High Court in Obaru and DPP Ekwereku, whom he mentioned as notorious for condemning Biafrans. What do you think, being a national army, BNG being a national army, do you see them arresting these justices and
They never said,
DPP?
I don't think his speech mentioned arrest.
No, but his speech did not, didn't.
Justice Okuma is just like,
like
but a representative of the wrong ruling that has been given.
But he said something. He said that the justices are inviting his wrath, the wrath of BNG, and that BNG will serve him when due.
General Innocent Oji
Will
spent,
serve him.
spent how many years in
what do you think? What do you think the general will serve this justice? What would
he spent how many years in Onitsha prison?
Yes,
15 years. And Onitsha prison is where? Anambra State. Where is Attorney High Court? Anambra, default Anambra State. When he said he's going to serve, maybe Monday he will be sitting down ruling, and they will come and bring down the court on his head. I'm just guessing. I'm not
okay,
saying.
you are guessing. But I think. Do you think? I think they having declared Biafra, declared the sovereignty of Biafra.
It means that place is a Biafra land.
Yeah, and don't you think the general, if he has the power, the strength, he can arrest them and bring them to justice?
Biafran National Guard is made up of Biafran Army.
The police,
Air Force.
yeah, the police,
not police. They call it Biafran Detective Force.
They can. The detectives
they can
arrest him. Yes. Okay, they can arrest him.
I think that's so.
Okay, but
maybe you should ask General Innocent.
Because let me tell you something. You know, one thing again is if you look at what happened between 2006-2017 when arrest was made by BNG. I think BNG made an arrest. BNG made an arrest and arrested Chinese expatriates in order to compel the Chinese government to withdraw the shipping of something was about to be shipped to Nigerian government.
I think the information I got was they didn't have a visa then. I think have a Biafran visa and they came into Biafran territory.
Okay. Now, just what I'm trying to say is, should BNG make efforts or arrest the justices that were accused of condemning innocent Biafran youth for pickpocketing? That's what I'm saying. I think would you see it as part of running the already declared state of Biafra, the government, the provincial government, the provincial adjutant? Because I think it's the provincial adjutant of Onitsha that would arrest this very.
Yes, provincial adjutant.
That would arrest him. So should the arrest occur? You see it because the reason I'm telling you is that Gerardi made this kind of move when he declared.
I want us to clarify something. He has not said I'm going to arrest.
We are talking.
He just said I'm warning.
I will serve him when due.
When due is when he continues to sit as a justice.
But I
giving a very bad. How can you send pickpocketers to death?
Okay, no. What I want to say,
What are you going to do to?
I want you to independently. I want you to independently. Give me what you think, your thoughts.
Okay, my thought
on how the approach.
He has given his warning as the head of provinces.
Yes.
The next step he should take is to tell the provisional adjutant to seek advice.
What
because
next to
he's
do?
not everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm sure he got this report from his provisional adjutant over
Yeah.
there.
Yes.
So for the provisional adjutant to give him this information that made it to become a national broadcast,
Okay.
it means that he has been investigated and it has been proven
Okay.
that his ruling is always against indigenous Biafra.
Okay, I've
So
seen
every action should come from the provisional
I've seen
adjutant.
I've seen where you are
outside.
going. We shouldn't move too ahead
Yes.
of the general.
Yes.
All right, the viewers. I think we've just concluded the first session of today's program, which is the 1 year anniversary of the redeclaration of independence by Biafra independence by Biafra National Guard. And I want you to understand something clearly here. October 30th, 2021, BNG redeclared the sovereignty of Biafra. And within that very year,
and rehosted the flag of independence.
And between that year and this very 2022, BNG is into preparation, because this is not a child's play, and they are preparing and preparing. This also 1 year, and they want to remember, and they want to tell us that we are already in a sovereign Biafra.
Yeah.
But what is left is the practical to practicalize this very independence, in the sense that BNG has to step up to the occasion and defend and activate self-defense, in the sense that the soldiers, these forces, the armed forces of the occupational government killing our people, BNG has to stop it. And this is the project they are working towards, and it has been on since 1 year. And in the subsequent programs,
and it's not every of their programs that are going to be open.
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
why it's an
They
armed
need
forces.
they need to show.
They cannot show you everything.
Show small, and
and you don't even know how many territories have been taken over.
Yeah.
You don't know how many territories, so we cannot begin to say. Maybe you wake up one morning and you see that the barracks that you think is filled with Nigerian army is actually Biafra National Guard army.
All right.
So that's not going to be a miracle. Remember, they said Biafra. The restoration of Biafra is
the last miracle on it. All right, no problem. We will be heading for the second session of this very event today, and we urge you to keep up with us as we take you through with some of the finance analysis on the program being held today. So we'll be moving in and getting ourselves ready and prepared for the second session of the program, as we watch the mechanized mechanized brigade, Obakara Umaya. They came to the headquarters today and Sokaye to show off what they have, and it's been awesome. And I think I would love to also see them today, because what 101 Artillery Brigade did the last time was quite impressive, and we've been briefed now that we'll be going to their open field in order to see.
That's where the events will
hold. The next event will. Okay. So let's see what they have to offer us, and I believe that what they will offer will be.
So we advise you to stay tuned.
Stay tuned, yeah.
So I'm Chimo Ekachi.
Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, so stay tuned as we bring you more of it. Thank you.